Welcome back to Out in Alaska's Robbie once again. In this video, it's kind of atypical for me. I ran across a young man named Porter who's traveling across the United States in a very unconventional way. He actually is hitchhiking and hopping freight trains. I have clipped out that section with chapters if you wish to skip that, but I'm going to let you catch up and know what's going on with me and all of those great things. I have done some painting to the cabin. I'll be sure to show you pictures of that. And I have a few videos to get posted up this week. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Welcome back to Out in Alaska and enjoy. In October, I made one of the biggest decisions of my life. I quit my job, packed up everything, and left Houston, Texas for a remote, off-grid life in interior Alaska. It's just me and my dog Gage and the wide open wilderness now. This is a journey about learning to live simply, embracing challenges, and finding myself in one of the most rugged and beautiful places on earth. Welcome to my adventure. I'm one step closer to the life I've always dreamed. Well, I'm sitting here in a line. Been here for about an hour and change. The roadway was shut down yesterday. I couldn't move at all. So now I'm going to try to make that journey to make it back home. Alaska was on fire in July. This was July 2nd of 2025. My apologies, July 3rd. Causing my commute to change from 1 hour to over 3 hours one way. It made it very exhausting getting back and forth to work. It was quite a mess. Everything was on fire. I didn't know what I was going to come home to. The smell of smoke was just obnoxious. There's a helicopter dumping some water on the side of the road. Some of those small fires had burned for weeks, and they just let them. And then we had a day of wind, and they took off. They came within about 3 miles of my house, but I was not in an evacuation zone. Due to me being on the other side of the river, I was pretty safe. But that's life in Alaska. And yeah, the weather changes constantly, always changing. We went from being on fire a month ago to now flooding like crazy. Well, it has been raining profusely out here in Alaska. I'll show you in a second what the trails are looking like. They just got to the point of being better yesterday, thinking I'd be able to argue it out, not destroy the trails. And last night and this morning, it completely dumped. The Weather Channel says we got 4 inches of rain today. So yeah, it was quite an experience. A lot of the trek that I have to go through, water, and if I drive through with the Argos, even with the tracks on it, it'll cause such ruts. I don't want to really ruin up the ground that it's on and have deep ruts. There are some ruts because I was driving it before, and those are really bad. So it seems like a lot, but you know, I get used to it. It doesn't really bother me a lot. I try not to let much of it get on my nerves. To which a lot of people have asked, why don't I drive the Argo across the water? I'm going to put up a picture as to what happened one time driving it across the water. I do hope to get funds to put a trolling motor on it or a motor on the back of the Argo, and that will help me when coming over that water. But as of right now, I don't have that available, so that's the way that it is. Also, it's very front heavy with my big self sitting in it and the motor being up front. You have to counterbalance that weight or it gets very forward heavy and wants to lean forward going across the water, which I particularly don't like. I'm not afraid of water, but yeah, I don't like that feeling. Take a look at my trail there, and that's what it's been looking like. If you can see behind me, you'll see there's a tree that's down, and that happened during the storms, and that tree just broke all up. I have the chainsaw actually on the Argo, so when I come down, I'll just cut that up. I was leaving work one day, and I see this young kid standing on the side of the road before you enter the highway with a sign. So I gave him a ride. We started talking. And Porter is traveling in a very, very unique way. He hitchhiked his way from Kansas City to Alaska. He got into Fairbanks and got on Facebook Marketplace and bought an inexpensive kayak. And he kayaked from Fairbanks down the Nenana River. He ended up spending the night with me that night, and I learned about his journey and the way in which he likes to vacation and travel. You know, I think it's interesting. I think he's super courageous. Personally, for me, I don't believe I could travel that way. I would be absolutely nervous, but I'm gonna let you be a judge of it yourself. And I did a little interview with him, so go ahead and let me know what you think. This is what it's like when friends come to visit and you gotta get to the truck. Let's go. Ready. Step over this way. Okay. Ugh.
Well, it dropped down a lot, right?
Yeah, it has.
This sled like slides very well.
Yeah, you should see it in the snow.
Oh yeah.
It's like it'll push you. You must have got the water out of your pocket, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, just slide this up here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get around where there's no mosquitoes and we'll change. So I watched you pack up that kayak.
Yes.
Loaded full of stuff.
Yeah, I had a bunch of stuff.
How hard was it going up the Nenana like that?
Oh, it was. I don't really think the weight mattered too much with the boat because of the way it floats. And I'm used to carrying everything in a backpack, so the kayak was like very nice. I could carry a lot of stuff, and it didn't really feel like it. And I was going with the current, so it was super, super easy.
What is it that you like about traveling this way?
Oh, I just like feeling like free and just being out in the world and feeling like I can like go anywhere and I don't have to worry too much about finding a job or something.
Did you leave home with the intent of, I'm going to Alaska?
I knew I wanted to go to Alaska, and that was pretty much it. I didn't know exactly where I'd stay or how I'd get there or what places I wanted to check out.
Mm-hmm.
I mainly like just kind of picking a place that's really far away.
Uh-huh.
And then once I get up there or along the way, I always ask locals what's going on or what there is to do, and I can usually figure out something to do.
What do you do for food? Like, what is your go-to food staple? For instance, you're hiking and more or less when you're out there kayaking the river, because it took you like 7, 8 days.
7 days for the second leg, so
Yeah.
it's like over almost 2 weeks in total.
On the river.
Yes.
So what did you eat? What are your supplies?
I made like a lot of pancakes because like once I was out in the wilderness, it's very easy to make like fires without anyone bothering you, so it makes it a lot easier. I can cook food, so I'd cook up like pancakes, and sometimes I'd make cornbread. I just had a like cornmeal mixed with pancake mix, and I'd cook that up for dinner with some sausages and things like that.
Okay.
But it's a lot harder, like when I'm urban camping or out hitchhiking because I don't know if I'll be able to make a fire where I end up. So I end up eating like a lot of Pop-Tarts and
Okay.
peanut butter and tortillas and like cans of fish. Mainly, I just can save up a bit of money and then be out in the world and meet people and experience different things and just go around the continent.
So I'm not gonna ask in terms of exact money finances, but just a guess. Like for the average person, just to leave like Kansas City and spend 2 weeks in Alaska would probably cost around $5,000. And percentage wise, what do you think it costs you the way you travel?
Uh, Probably spent maybe $600 or $700 on the trip,
Wow.
and I saved up like about 3,000 something dollars before I left on this trip.
Okay.
So I never paid for like campgrounds or hotels or rides,
Mm.
and that ends up being the two like biggest expenses when you go on a vacation or travel. So without those, it's pretty much just the food I have to buy, and every once in a while need a new like a water filter or something like that, and it's not too bad.
Cool. And then you said up in Manly, you stayed in a like traveler's cabin or something.
Yeah, along the river. It wasn't in Manly. It was maybe 20 or 30 miles upstream from Manly Hot Springs. I just found like a roadhouse
Hmm.
that was along the river. No one was there, but it was like open to travelers, so I just stayed there for a night. And I think it was really more for like dog mushers in the winter. Had signs and stuff about the Iditarod. So
Hmm.
that's one thing I like about up north is you find things like that. Like in the lower 48, that doesn't exist. Like no one would ever give you a place to stay for free.
Hmm.
There wouldn't be like that just doesn't exist in the lower 48. So
Yeah.
I was pretty excited coming up to Canada and Alaska. Like they just have those cabins that you can stay in, and it's very nice.
Oh, you saw a few of them in Canada?
Yeah, or at least I heard of them and knew
Uh-huh.
it was kind of a thing out there, but in the lower 48, like it's not really. I think there's some along the Appalachian Trail and
Okay.
Pacific Crest Trail, but for the most part, you don't really see that kind of thing until you get into these really rural areas.
You said you also had stayed with someone in Canada, right?
Yes, in Wells, British Columbia, I met someone and I ended up staying with them for a couple weeks. That was very nice. I just did a couple like yard work and chores around the his yard and house, and he let me stay over. And we go out looking for gold and looking for mushrooms, and it was very nice to be off the road for a couple weeks there. But
Yeah. How did the painting for gold go?
I didn't find it. You always see like little colors, like little specks of it, but I didn't find anything worth keeping or selling.
Yeah.
So I kind of just make up things to do along the way. Like when I got into Fairbanks, I kind of freaked out because I've made it all the way to Alaska and I realized I had no idea what I was going to do there. And I knew I wanted to get out in the wilderness, but I didn't know how or where or what I was going to do. So pretty spontaneously, I was asking around Fairbanks, and I kind of got the idea in my head to go down the Nenana River, so I just made that happen. I got the kayak off of Facebook Marketplace. It was very cheap, and then I got all set up and just went down the river. And when I left, I had no idea I would do that. Like I didn't even know the Nenana River existed.
That's pretty neat. That's pretty awesome. And I look at life and call myself adventurous, but I guess we all in life stick to we need some. Most people, not all, but most people feel like they need some type of plan to feel comfortable. Is that something that worries you? Or
Oh, I'm like the opposite. I think I function much better when I don't have a plan and I kind of just go around and figure it out.
okay,
I mean, I have in my backpack, I have all my tent and sleeping pad and stuff. So wherever I am, I know I can sleep comfortably, and I don't mind sleeping outside and camping. So it doesn't worry me not having a plan. And I think sometimes I end up meeting different people or different things start happening because I didn't have a plan. And I think that's kind of cool. Like with the kayak trip, I wouldn't have known to do that, and I'm not good at making plans. So I actually feel much more comfortable without having any strict plans or anything like that.
when you open yourself up to possibilities, then the possibilities happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like the person I stayed with in British Columbia, like I don't know, if I left in like with an itinerary and with my own car and stuff, like I would have never met him, and he was a really great person, and it was really cool to live in Canada for just a couple weeks, and I wouldn't have known to do any of that if I didn't have no plan and was just hitchhiking on the side of the road. So sometimes that's how the best adventures can happen, is when you don't really plan.
Have you ever had any encounters where they were awkward or made a situation awkward, or I don't know, they tried to hit on you?
No,
or
no.
like that?
No one's ever been like creepy, but I've definitely been picked up by like people that are a bit strange or awkward, or maybe not that smart. Like sometimes I'll get picked up by like flat earthers and anti-vaxxers, and they'll try and tell me all about how the earth is flat or some crazy thing like that.
Okay.
But no one's ever been like threatening, or I've never felt scared or in danger while I've been hitchhiking, so no worries there.
Maybe I'm just cynical. I just think, yeah, I'm always like, oh my God, weirdos.
Right. Well, that's what most people think, but it's not really. Once you get out into the real world and start talking to people, everyone's nice usually. Not to say that there isn't danger, but I haven't run into it.
On your journey, like one of the most memorable parts you would think.
Oh, actually, there's this bar in North Platte, Nebraska, and I really had to like take, but the bathroom like didn't have a lock on it, and the way it was set up, it was a toilet with a like urinal right next to it, and there was no divider, and there was no lock for the bathroom, so I had to like take a shit there while like people came in and like were like pissing and washing their hands right next to me. It's probably the scariest part of the trip for sure.
Hitchhiked a lot of this way. What would have been like the longest on this trip, the longest hitchhiking ride you had?
That's a good question. Maybe between Whitehorse and Dawson City, it was pretty much one ride. It's like a 6-hour drive.
And for me, like I get kind of, I don't know, the thought of it, like I like the adventure.
Yes.
But the thought of like me getting in a car with a complete stranger, does it ever scare you?
No, it's like getting in a taxi or bus or something.
Really?
Also just strangers there.
Yeah.
Everyone's very nice to picks up hitchhikers, so.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good, man. Yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about your story. And so what's next for you? Where are you off to next?
I'm going to try and catch the train in Fairbanks and go down to Anchorage. And I have to buy some stuff in Anchorage, and then I'm going to go to Seward and try and find a job and make a bit of money before I keep traveling elsewhere. And I'll probably do some more stuff in Alaska. Even after I get some money, I'll probably go to Denali and do some hiking around and stuff, and then start making my way back to the lower 48.
Most exciting moments on this trip?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe seeing the bison on the Nenana River. I wasn't expecting to see one, and that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really think off of the top of my head, but there's a lot of good scenery out there, especially in British Columbia.
When moving out here in a situation like this, I was prepared to expect the unexpected, knowing that anything is possible to change, to go wrong. But when it comes to the financial side of it, to start off, if anyone's thinking about moving off grid, just keep a decent nest egg if you can. You know, I talked about doing this on a budget, which I did. I moved out here on a budget. Everything out here is more expensive. Groceries are more expensive. Gas is more expensive. I drive 600 miles a week to work, and it's over $200 per week in gas or diesel fuel. My diesel is better on the consumption. However, diesel fuel is about $4.20 a gallon, and gas is about $3.80 a gallon. So the daily living expenses get quite expensive. Whoa, deep right here. Oh, the ground here is quite interesting. As you see, it'll move like that. Next thing I want to really work on is improving this trail early next spring. So after living here for a while and going through the changes of the seasons, so it's been just about a year that I've been living here and seeing the difference of the seasons. When I came up here last time, it was the end of August, early September, and it was not this wet. You know, and every year is different. It was wet, but not soupy like it is now. That's the reason I bought the Argo, was to help this trek and to get through there. But as you can see, what I just walked through is a soupy mess. So I was on the trek home and I looked over to my left and there's a young bull moose over there down in the river. His antlers aren't that big yet. I'm gonna see if he'll allow me to step any closer to him. Without him moving away. But he's got his eyes right on me, so I believe if I move, he'll take off. Whew. I hate when you zoom in, the camera moves so much. But he's down there in the riverbed. He's just got little antler knobs. See if I can sneak up closer. Every time I take a step, he looks up. So I wait till he gets down to eat. When he drops his head to eat, I take steps forward. Please forgive the camera because he's gonna move off on me. But yeah, definitely a young bull moose. Well, really can't tell how old he is, but it's definitely a bull moose. And he's down there in the water. But he's gonna take off from me if I get any closer, because he already moved where I can't see him. Oh my God. There's one bull moose and one cow. And there's a bigger bull moose. So there's 3 over here. Here's one. This is so beautiful. And all 3 are definitely aware of me. He just grunted. absolutely beautiful. Just gorgeous. As soon as I went to walk away, they just took off running. Hey friends, I hope you liked and enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and follow along. I gotta go fix the Argo and come back and edit some more videos for you all. But I definitely thank you for your time, your love, your kindness, and your patience. Keep loving one another, supporting one another, and being there for each other. And thanks for following along with Robbie and out in Alaska.